Throughout the years, city leaders have been discussing the possibility of transforming the Jimmie Davis Bridge into a linear park. As mayor, what would you like to see done with the Jimmie Davis Bridge?
I heard a very good presentation by Representative Thomas Presley about the options that are available to it. I personally do not believe that a linear park on Jimmie Davis Bridge is going to be successful. I think it's going to be a drain, and I don't think it will be well used. It's just too large a span, and in an area there really isn't a lot of population for pedestrian traffic. So my thought on Jimmie Davis Bridge, we need to look at another alternative, and I do understand that removing the bridge is really not an alternative under the federal regulations.
Mr. Chavez.
Thank you, Dan. When I heard of the linear park idea, I thought it was actually rather dangerous. I didn't think it'd be a good idea for kids to be playing on a bridge above the river, so I thought that was not a good idea. As a pedestrian crosswalk for somebody that's riding, or if we want that bikeable, walkable city that we're talking about, I don't see a bad idea to have a pedestrian bridge that gets us from Shreveport over to Bossier if we cannot take it down. So that's what I'm thinking about it.
Thank you. Ms. Fuller.
The High Line is a really interesting linear park in New York, but that is in an area that's already walkable, and so that makes sense. It could be possible that this could be a bikeable bridge, possible, but at what price tag? I ask you, as the citizens, would you rather see tens of millions of dollars going to a bike path over the water, or would you like to see us put that funding back into our infrastructure within the city? Thank you.
Yeah, Ms. Fuller, thank you. And Mr. Perkins.
So this administration obviously is dealing with it right now, and the state essentially told us, hey, if you want a newer bridge, you're going to have to accept this linear bridge idea. And I know there's a lot of doubt about it, but as Councilwoman Fuller's already pointed out, there are communities in this country that have a ton of success with linear bridges. When you're talking about state funding and a state-funded project, we had to make sure that, number one, we get a new bridge to make sure that commerce continues. Number two, that it's safe. And if that third option or the third component of this project means that we have to have a linear bridge, then we're going to have to make sure and do everything that we can that is successful. We have Clyde Fant Parkway, so I'm hoping that in the design of that linear bridge, we can create a natural feeder from the parkway to the bridge, whether it's biking, whether it's walking. But our administration in this particular position, we got to make the best of the scenario, so that's what we're focused on right now.
Mr. Perkins, thank you very much.